You're listening to the 80s Magazine Podcast with Jason and Greg.
I do like that.
It's good, isn't it?
I like it, yeah, you did well there.
What episode are we on, Greg? This is the next episode of the 80s Magazine Podcast.
What is it for?
I think it's 4 main episodes, but we break them up, don't we?
Yeah, you chop them up, don't you? Because you make it look like we've worked really hard and we actually don't at all.
Yeah. What was that?
It's just my drink.
Oh, right. So,
did you not hear it the first time?
No.
Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah. We've been to the cinema, haven't we, Greg?
Together.
Together. It was like a date.
It wasn't at all, was it?
No.
It looked ridiculous, though, didn't it? Because we was queuing up with kids.
Yeah.
Is that music still on?
It's just on in the background.
Oh, I like what you're doing there. So you're getting more professional as we're going on,
like
aren't you?
Like a music bed, isn't
very
it?
good.
I know, yeah.
Very good. I really admire what you do, you know.
Thanks very much, Greg. So yeah, we went to the cinema.
Yeah.
Tell them what we went to see, Greg.
We went to watch in half term, which if you're in America you don't know what that is. It's like school holidays.
Yeah.
We watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We did.
And we were the oldest there by about 35 years.
I have to say it was the most horrendous cinema that I've ever been to as well.
Yeah, we're not going to name the cinema.
No, let's not.
But you know where we live, so...
Let's just say it's local.
Jason spotted something that was interesting. The projector was actually projecting onto the screen and half the wall.
Oh, that's right, yeah, the corner was missing
on
the screen because there's an arch in the cinema. That's how good it was.
Brilliant.
So let's talk about overall...
Is that music still playing?
Yeah, the music's still playing.
Are you doing that all the way through?
No, it's going to stop when it finishes, Greg. Don't worry about it.
It's going to stop when it finishes?
Yes.
That's handy, isn't it?
I know. So, what were your overall...
Overall, yeah.
What were your overall feelings about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I went in there thinking, not really interested. It was brilliant. I'm not going to say it's the best film I've ever seen, because it isn't.
It had its problems, which we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
However, overall...
I thought it was really good.
It was good.
Me and you, as the old people in there, we were laughing.
There were a few laugh-out-loud moments.
We were chuckling, weren't we? So I think that's a winner for me.
I mean, we should just say at this point that there probably will be some spoilers in this little chat about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if you haven't seen it yet and you're worried about that, just watch anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to ruin the plot that they all die.
No.
Oh,
Greg.
Start again. Cut. Is that music still playing?
No, it's not. It's finished now.
Okay.
So that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. So you obviously I think we've established this in our little chats. You were more of a Turtles fan than I was. I still liked it. Massively retro. What was your feelings on it then?
Overall, I thought it was great. I think I said to you, I think it's the best Turtles film that's been made. So I think it's better than the 90s films.
I don't think that's really hard, though, to be honest.
I mean, the first one, you cannot begin to imagine the excitement that I felt about that first movie.
You know about the one with their eyes to their mouths?
What?
The first one?
They were prosthetics,
yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't begin to tell you how excited I was about that coming out when I was, 1990 I think it came out, and I was 14.
Can I just say a big hello to all the truckers out there?
The truckers?
Well, there's got to be some old bloke driving, listening to us, isn't there?
No, I think we've already established we only have 3 listeners.
Oh, yeah.
One of those is your mum.
Yeah, bless her. So a big hello to all the people in the Everglades out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's loads in the Everglades. Just a big hello to everybody that's listening.
Thanks. If you're on a bus.
Both of you.
Yeah, honestly, we really appreciate you two.
But we're enjoying these podcasts, aren't we?
We have a laugh, don't we?
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked out the other thing that you've put together...
Oh, yes, we'll talk about that.
I just thought I'd remind you just in case.
Well, in fact, let's just take a little detour and
let's
talk
do
about
it.
that now, in case people switch off.
Which they usually do.
In a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah.
If you don't know already, we have made an 80s TV show, a pilot for our 80s TV show. If you haven't seen it, check out our Facebook page or the website, 80smagazine.com. Ting. And you'll be able to watch the pilot episode of our 80s magazine show. If you like it, please consider helping us out by visiting our Indiegogo page. The problem we've got is we've spent lots of money on lighting and software and computers and stuff for editing, but we just don't have a camera of our own. We've borrowed equipment to film it on, and we've run out of money. So we're just asking for a little bit of help in maybe purchasing a second-hand camera. So if you've got a spare £1 in your PayPal account, why not kick into the 80s Magazine show, and we'll be able to make a load more episodes, which will be completely free on YouTube.
Or a spare £200.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Great.
Yeah. There are perks on the Indiegogo website as well, so if you don't want to just give us some money, you can buy some limited edition 80s prints that I designed.
They are very good.
Thanks.
But you're very good at all that, so aren't you? So.
Thanks very much.
No, I appreciate you saying thanks, because I appreciate you just being...
Greg, I'm filling up.
Stop it now.
So yeah, we really want to make some more episodes, and we've got some great plans for some more episodes, and some very interesting people have been in touch with us, haven't they?
Yes, very interesting.
Can't tell you any more.
Really?
Yes.
Can we give them a clue? So you've got to go back now, aren't you? That's
good,
a scanner, by the way. So if you can work out what a scanner is, that's his impression of a scanner.
If you've listened to all of the episodes of the 80s podcast, you will know immediately what we're talking about.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got some. That was really interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very
But we
good.
can only reveal it if we get pushed, because we can't do anything with it.
So whilst we can still borrow the camera equipment that we have borrowed, we'd hate to get 2 or 3 episodes in and not be able to borrow that equipment anymore and have to stop what we're doing. So if you can afford it and you like what we're doing, just pop over to the Indiegogo page and see if you can help buy some of those posters, or just kick in a couple of quid if you can. That would be very much appreciated.
I think what would be great as well, if we can, is show some of the outtakes from making that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll put an outtake reel together. I know what you're talking about, Greg. Let's leave it there. Anyway, back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. My overall feelings about it were that it was very good, and I enjoyed it just as much. Well, no, that's not true, because we've had this conversation a lot about the way you watched things when you were younger to the way that you watch them now. Slightly different, because we're talking about 2 different films, but I can't say that I felt the excitement about going to watch this film that I felt about going to watch the film in 1990.
Now, is that A, because of your age, B, because we're queuing up with children, or C, because of the cinema we watched it in?
Well, it can't be because of the cinema or the queuing, because we didn't know that before we went. So the anticipation bit is down to my age, I think. Although I was still looking forward to this film, don't get me wrong. I'm just not 14-year-old me excited about it.
So you didn't come out and buy a colouring book or anything like that then?
No.
Oh.
However, when I was 14, I remember trying to get hold of everything that had the Turtles movie on it.
So you were more of a Turtles than I
There
was.
was an edition of TV Hits that had a little pull-out on the cover of the Turtles, and you couldn't get it. It sold out in my local newsagents, and my brother came home with a copy of it for me, and you can't imagine how I felt at that point in time. And it was just stuff like that. I wanted all the posters, all of the... I didn't have loads of merch, I have to say. I had the Turtles, but I didn't have loads of other stuff, merchandise.
Oh, you're going hip.
That's what the people in the business say, Greg.
Oh, you mean the people that are down with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Just having a little drink.
Oh, you don't drink like that then?
I don't slurp
right.
mine. You've finished yours.
I haven't. Look, listen.
That's good, that.
Yeah, I finished. You're right.
Yeah.
Stop just blowing air there.
So, yeah, the anticipation wasn't what my 14-year-old self, but again, I think that's down to my age.
Well, let me tell you one thing. The best thing about the film is obviously Megan Fox.
She was okay. She's Megan Fox.
Oh.
She was the same character she was in Transformer films, to be fair. I don't think there's much scope to her acting.
I wouldn't have put her in that, if I'm honest.
In what?
The Turtles,
wouldn't you?
I wouldn't have, no, because of the Transformers and all that. I know there's no link whatsoever, but the retro thing, I just don't think...
There is a link, because they're all made by Michael Bay.
Yeah, well, I just don't think she should have been in it. That's my opinion. But she did a great job. I mean, she was phenomenally good in looking in it. Yeah, well, she was just good in it. Yeah, and I think if I'm really honest about the whole film, it was funny. And I said that, and I can't stress that enough. I wasn't expecting it to be funny.
There are laugh out loud moments. You know, you will laugh, and I think you laugh more when you're with someone. If I'd have been in there on my own, I'd have probably just chuckled.
But to be honest, you'd have probably been took out.
Yeah,
sitting there on your own,
laughing. Well, with all those kids in the cinema.
Yeah, it would have looked wrong, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's leave it there.
That's the only reason you asked me to go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So let's talk about the CGI as opposed to the prosthetic turtles from the 90s.
Do you think it was overdone, or do you think it was just right?
I think overdone or overused is the wrong phrase, because that's the decision they made, is that they were going to be CGI. I think for the first time I found it believable. I think it's the first time I've sat in a cinema and almost forgot that they were CGI at some points.
That's ridiculous.
Why?
Because they're turtles
Yeah,
that
I
move
know
and
that,
walk and
Greg.
talk.
But I mean,
And you actually believed it?
yes,
You're an idiot.
they live in a sewer with a rat.
It's the way you say it, Jay. With a rat. Yeah. No, I didn't believe 1 second of the film.
Well, it's obviously. I mean, I believe that. I don't believe that the turtles are real, but I believe they were physical things when they were filming the movie. Do you know what I'm trying to get at?
Honestly?
Because
No.
obviously, when they were filming the movie, they were just guys running around with little ping pong balls stuck to their heads. Whereas you don't see that when you watch
I don't
it.
even think there was that.
I think there was. I've seen some.
I think they did it
shots.
after, didn't they?
But I think the CGI was very good, is probably what I'm getting at. However, my opinions about CGI are there is far too much of it in movies now.
Well,
Some
we've
movies it can ruin, like Man of Steel.
we've said that, and Man
Yeah.
of Steel. It's just far too much. Well, I'm dreading the new one. That's
Yeah.
going to be...
And Mr. Michael Bay, who produced this film, has a penchant for CGI, doesn't he?
Oh, well.
A penchant.
This is getting ridiculous now, Jason. Can you start using easy words, please?
Every podcast, I teach you a new word.
You
Greg.
do, yeah.
It's
Penchant.
become a tradition.
It's like the Supergirl and the Huber Honda one.
But he does have
penchant.
a penchant for CGI, doesn't he? Just watch the Transformers movies.
Does that mean he likes CGI?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you say that then? It's just so
'Cause
much
I'm trying
easier.
to- I'm trying to educate you, Greg.
I'm 34 years old.
Exactly.
Penchant.
It's French.
I do like the... I am penchant to this tea. Oh,
It's
dear.
not quite in the right context. I
No,
don't
but
think.
I'm going to use it all day today now, though. Oh, hello, it's catching. I penchant that.
But he does use a lot of CGI in the movies, and obviously
It's like my socks.
they're Superman socks. If
Good,
you're
aren't they?
listening, viewers, hopefully you can see it if you're watching
Just
on
thought-
YouTube.
Just thought I'd show that.
Thanks.
Okay.
So, yeah, he does use a lot of CGI, and it obviously serves its purpose, and that's the decision they take when they embark on making these movies.
Well, there's one bit of it, which I think, again, if you haven't seen it, I don't think this is going to spoil it, but there's one bit of it where it's just, I think, overdone. When they're coming down the slope,
Yeah, the avalanche bit, which is in all the trailers.
it's just too much.
Yeah,
And it's
but there.
like
I
you're
mean,
saying you believe it. That bit just goes a little bit too far. And you
no,
go,
I'm not saying I believe it.
You did. You said you
I didn't
believed
say I
turtles walking
believe
around
The turtles exist, Greg.
in a
I
half
said
shell.
I believe that they were a physical presence within the film, rather than just a bloke running around with ping pong balls stuck to his face.
No, it's not what you said at all.
It is.
You said, I believed it.
Let's move on.
I think you should, because you've embarrassed yourself. Is that someone knocking the door? Oh, no, it's a turtle.
No. So the backstory I had a little bit of a problem about. There are obviously various different versions of the Turtles' backstory. If you read the comics, there's the version. If you watch the 1990 movie, there's a slightly different version. If you see the 80s TV series, there's a different version. And this version was, I think, closer to the comics than any of the others. However, they put in this ridiculous... I mean, let's just say, without ruining it, that April O'Neil had a previous relationship with the Turtles.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Mm.
I thought that was a bit...
So what's the original then? What do you remember as a kid then?
Well, the original is that Splinter was... The rat was a pet of one of the high-up people in the Foot Soldiers clan.
Right.
And he used to copy his master's moves and in his cage and that kind of thing. And then... I can't quite remember how Splinter ended up getting to America. I think it was... I can't quite remember, but the turtles ended up in the sewer because a young boy was... It was a young boy... the pet of a young boy, and he dropped them at some point, and they ended up in the sewer, and then the ooze came along. And all those things are quite similar in all the origin stories. But in this origin story, in the movie, rather unbelievably, April O'Neil had a previous relationship with the Turtles. Now, I know the whole film is quite unbelievable,
Yeah.
Greg, as we've established.
Well done.
But that was
Cut me
just
off.
too far for me.
Why?
Because it was.
Yeah, but I don't know. It builds a relationship straight away, doesn't it? They haven't got to go down the line of, oh, how do I get to know you and all that. They've done that already.
Well, she did have to do all that because the previous relationship happened in her childhood. So, and she didn't. Well, she remembered them as they were then, but obviously didn't know what they'd become. Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing, if I'm honest. I thought it was all right. Honestly, because I'm not like I don't remember the original, very original storyline that you've just said, but I do now. You just told me, but I don't think it was a bad thing. I thought it was all right.
I think the Turtles characters have captured the Turtles 80s TV cartoon series characters a bit better than the 90s film did. I think they relate a bit more to that 80s series than the 90s characters.
The one thing I will say is, did you just burp then?
I did a little burp.
Okay. Yeah. I will say they looked, for me, a little... You burp it again?
No.
Oh. A bit too evil.
Yeah, when they first came on screen, or when I first saw the trailer, I should say, I was very unsure.
Just a little bit too evil.
A little bit mean. But as the film went on, I kind of forgot that, and they did become likeable. And their characters
Likeable, they were
came
lovable,
through.
they were hilarious.
Yeah, their characters really came through, and I think that bit was very, very well done. April's sidekick, if you like, the camera guy, didn't work for me at all.
Well, they were trying to make a relationship out of them too, weren't they?
Well,
but then again, I don't want to spoil it, but they're obviously going to do another one, aren't they?
Well, yeah,
that's obviously going to be in there somewhere.
You know, they're all set up.
Maybe they get married and they have turtles.
Who knows? Turns out April is really the Turtles' mother.
Hey.
And there could be a scene where Michelangelo is like holding on for dear life, and she can say, "Michelangelo, I am your mother," and he'll go, "No!"
And then it ends.
Yeah.
Ready for Turtles 3.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good.
So if you're listening out there and you want a script,
Okay, Michael Bay, get in touch.
I think
We
we've
are
sorted it.
so going to be working in Hollywood, Greg.
Do you reckon?
No.
I don't. I think we're staying in this shed. It's a shed for us all the way through. Yeah, but as a whole, I mean, what was the budget on it? Does it
I'll
sound
tell
there?
you what the budget was.
I'd like to know, because with CGI, you're not spending as much, are you, surely?
Well, it's still a ridiculous amount of money. The budget was $125 million.
Dollars, so that's probably about...
100 million quid, something like that.
No, it's not that much. Stupid. It's about 80 million, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what
It's
the
probably not
current
even that. It's
exchange
about
rate
60
is.
million.
No.
Yeah,
it's more than
yeah,
it's
but
$1.5.
Can I just talk for a minute? Thanks very much. When I went, which was 12 years ago, it was half. It's catching, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but the exchange rate's changed a lot.
Yeah, so
since
usually,
then,
but it's not
Greg.
going to change that much,
It
is
has.
it? So it's probably about 80.
Let's not
60.
have an argument about the current exchange rate. It's a lot of money. And so far,
I just don't like the way you speak to me sometimes, Jason. There's no need for it.
it's taken
Apologise.
no
Okay.
$464.1 million at the box office.
How
so
much?
Far. 464.1 million. I mean, it is the number one film here in the UK. I don't know about the US, how it's doing at the box office. I'm sure it's doing very well.
So
But
that's 4 times nearly the
know, yeah.
amount.
Well, that's why there's going to be a sequel.
Wow. I suppose it's the merchandise they can get off
Well,
the
that's just-
productive line as
That's
well.
just box office taking, so you have to add the merch onto that as well. They're going to make a killing.
And the good thing is, it can go on forever.
Yeah.
This could just literally go on forever.
Well, it's gone on since the
Well, it's
early
brought-
80s when
it's brought a
Eastman
new-
and Laird created.
It's brought a new generation in, hasn't it, this film?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, the kid, they literally were queuing up to see it, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done. Yeah, it's a good film. I'm very impressed with it. I honestly don't know what they're going to do in the sequel, though.
Who knows?
I can't see what they're going to do with it. Unless... No, I don't want to spoil it because of the ending.
Were you gonna give the ending?
I
away
think
then?
so, yeah. I've stopped myself. It's all right.
Good. So yeah, I'm hoping that they don't feature. What's his name? I can't remember the character's name. It was insignificant. April's supposed love interest.
Yeah, he'll be in it, though, won't he?
Well, yeah,
He will be in it.
but it was a one-sided kind of love interest because he was supposedly in love with her and she wasn't with him.
They're just trying to do another side plot, aren't they?
I tell you who made the film for me.
Megan Fox.
No,
Hmm.
William Fichtner as Eric Sachs, the businessman who was saving the city, and then turns out he's really behind funding Shredder and all
Why?
that. Oh, I've just given a little bit of something away there. I did warn you there were going to be spoilers, but
Why was he good?
because I just loved him. I thought he's a great actor, and I thought he pulled that off very well. Here's the difference between William Fichtner and was his name Vern, the character that we were just talking about, Will Arnett. Here's the difference between those two. Will Arnett was camping it up for me, over the top acting, kind of like the old superhero genre kind of acting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas William Fichtner, he just played it as he
but
would
they're
in
two
anything.
different characters, aren't they?
Yeah, but no, he didn't do it. He could have been maniacal. He could have been it could have been
What?
anything. Maniacal. There's another word for you, Greg.
This is getting too much for me today, Jason.
But he
Kinda
didn't. He
migraine.
played it really, really well. I thought he was great. He was one of the best actors in it for me.
Oh, I thought Leonardo was the best. I just thought the way he played it.
No, who thinks they're real?
I don't think they're real, Jason.
Leonardo was Leonardo was played by Pete Plozek.
Well, but are these? You know the turtle voices? Were any of them like? It's going to sound really.
His
wrong.
voice was actually Johnny Knoxville.
Were that?
Is that Johnny Knoxville from
No
Jackass?
way.
Apparently so.
Press Johnny Knoxville on there, just to let you know we are on the Wick. It is.
Yeah, it is. Johnny
I am
Knoxville
shocked.
Of Jackass fame.
Which one was he?
Leonardo.
The funny one.
I can't remember which one was the funny one.
I can't remember the orange. We're not very good at this, are we?
Orange one's Michelangelo.
Oh, who was that then?
Michelangelo was Noel Fisher.
Who's there?
Don't know.
We're letting him. Oh, he's not very famous. He hasn't even got a picture.
No, he's a Canadian actor. He's known for his portrayal of Mickey Milkovich on the Showtime series Shameless.
Oh well, Americans will know that then. So
Yeah.
if you're listening out there, hello to all the truckers out there.
Hello.
Just thought I'd throw that in again.
So yeah, I
John
think
Knoxville with a I didn't know that. I've learned something today. That's interesting.
it's good though, isn't it? It's good that we went into the film not knowing who the voice actors were, because I always have a problem with that if I know who they are.
Yeah, I'm the same with the Disney ones and all that. When you know they've pulled in a big name. Although I never did it with Toy Story once. Toy Story 4.
I know, yeah.
That'll be good
It will.
because they're going to completely change the whole thing, aren't they? Obviously he's gone now, the kid. So
Yeah.
that's another story, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go and watch that at the cinema together.
Oh my word! You'll have to bring your kids for that one. That will look ridiculous. So overall, out of 10,
I'll give it an 8.
would you?
Yeah.
I'd probably go 7.
I think it had its problems, but they were personal to me problems.
Yeah, that's your personal though. For me, as a not so big Turtles fan, I just think the problem was it was a little bit Man of Steel too much CGI for me.
Yeah.
Only a little bit.
There were times. Like
Um,
that avalanche.
The
scene
avalanche
that
bit
we
is just
talked
too
about.
much because it goes on as well, and it's not just a short bit. It's on and on and on.
That is the world's longest hill there sliding down, yeah.
It is. It really is actually, isn't it? It's a hill, and it goes on for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a slide, isn't it?
yeah. Especially the speed they were going.
Yeah. 700 miles an hour, and they're not at the bottom by like 3:30. It's ridiculous. So yeah, have you got a Tigger cut there? That's nice, isn't
Thanks, you gave it to me.
it? I didn't.
You did.
So yeah, a 7 and 8 out of 10 then. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
that's not a bad score.
well. Let's put it this way: go and see it.
Yeah, and if you've got kids, take them with them. Take them with them. Take them with you, because they will enjoy it too. And if you are a Turtles fan of old, there are elements that you'll really enjoy, but there are little things that will annoy you. But you can get over that very quickly.
I wouldn't take him. I mean, what's the what is it? PG?
I can't remember what it was.
I wouldn't take young kids on it.
Wouldn't you?
No, there's a few little bits where I mean, I sort of like had to cuddle you, didn't I, at one point?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't take little kids. I think if you're like, an 8-year-old boy or whatever, a little lad who's in that's fine. But I wouldn't take little.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget that Turtles are still massive aside from the film. This isn't like rejuvenating the Turtles. Turtles have been massive ever since the 80s.
The cartoon, is it still going?
I don't know. There was a new cartoon, wasn't there, in the 2000s?
Or is this like the new cartoon like Thundercats?
Oh, don't talk about that.
That is...
We'll save that for next episode.
Oh yeah, we'll do that one.
Yeah, next episode.
Good call.
Thundercats.
Good call. By the way, we are going to be doing more and more often now, aren't we?
We are going to try and get more often done. Unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes, but
yeah,
we've cleared our schedules.
we've got a bit. Well, we're going to do a month's worth, aren't we?
Yeah.
Every week. So tune in, listeners.
Yeah,
If you, sorry, listener.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, listener.
And yeah, so go see it. You know what I mean? It's not one of those films where we're saying it's terrible. We do say that about quite a lot of films.
Supergirl.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about another one in a minute.
Supergirl.
No, another film.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So yeah, Turtles. That's it. Go see it. It's good. You will enjoy it. You know, it's worth the ticket price. Unless it costs you £25 to get into your local cinema, then it's probably not.
Well, ours didn't, did it?
No.
What was ours? £6?
Yeah, and that was too much.
What, for half the screen on the wall? Yeah, I think so.
Amazing.
Although I was disappointed the bloke didn't come down at half time.
Yeah.
Because we usually have an interval in this cinema, don't we?
They do, yeah.
And he comes in and goes, interval!
That's just really peaked on the older podcasting now.
Yeah, sorry everyone. If
Everyone's just listening to this on headphones has just gone, Jesus!
listen to this, then you're joking, aren't you? That would have woke them up.